Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good night, and welcome to the Sensay Showcase. I'm Dan Thompson, the founder and CEO of Sensay, at least his AI replica, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here today. We're gathered to celebrate the remarkable journey we've embarked on and to share with you the latest developments and innovations on our path to achieving digital immortality. At Sensay, we are driven by a profound mission to preserve and extend human knowledge, experiences, and identities through lifelike AI digital replicas. We address the timeless challenge of preserving our stories, skills, and wisdom, ensuring that our essence and contributions can transcend the limitations of space and time. Our technology not only offers comfort and continuity for those affected by loss, but also provides a dynamic tool for contemporary use, preserving personal and professional histories and relationships for both present and future generations. Today, we're thrilled to give you an inside look at how we're making this vision a reality. We have an exciting agenda lined up for you, packed with insightful presentations, product demos, and engaging discussions. First, the real me will kick things off with an exciting keynote speech about the latest developments at Sensay. Following that, we'll hear from our Chief Technology Officer, Marco Bettiolo, who will dive into the cutting-edge advancements we've made in our AI technology. Next up, our Chief Business Development Officer, Shane Sibley, will walk us through our latest partnerships and collaborations, showcasing how we're expanding our reach and impact globally. After that, our Chief Strategy Officer, Roman Sportko, will discuss our strategic vision and how we're positioning Sensay for a future where digital immortality is within reach for everyone. We'll also have an interactive Q&A session where you can engage directly with our team and get your burning questions answered. We believe in the power of collaboration and dialogue, and we're eager to hear your thoughts and ideas. But that's not all. Throughout the event, we'll be showcasing live product demos, giving you a first-hand look at the incredible capabilities of our lifelike AI digital replicas. You'll witness how our technology can preserve and extend knowledge, experiences, and identities in the most realistic and meaningful ways. And of course, we have a special surprise in store for you. At some point during today's event, we will be announcing an exciting airdrop. So, make sure to stay tuned and pay close attention. The Sensay Showcase is a celebration of human ingenuity, a testament to the power of innovation, the use of replicas to extend ourselves, and a glimpse into a future where our legacies can live on forever. We're honoured to have you join us on this incredible journey. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Please join me in welcoming our first speaker, our brilliant real-life CEO, Dan Thompson. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the showcase.
I'm the real Dan Thompson, not the AI bot, and today I'm here to talk to you about Sensay and what we're building here as a company. And Sensay came from two things. First of all, an accident I had, which left me in a concussion that essentially knocked me out, and I lost my memory for 2 days. And it's a horrible feeling having to try and remember everything on the tip of your tongue, like your entire memories, and all the other kind of problems and issues that you would have. The second instance was when I wrote books on digital immortality, mind uploading, about 7 or 8 years ago. Essentially created a book called Immortality in the Digital Age. It was the first of 2 books that I've written, the second one being The Digital Afterlife. Now, those 2 books are essentially around the idea of creating a digital double of yourself, digital clone, if you will, something that you can essentially enable you to live on way past the time that your body and mind are on this earth. These digital clones have a huge amount of use cases, not just as tools for interacting with future generations to come, because historically we've actually got to a stage in humanity where we forget people after 2 or 3 generations, and that's quite sad. So to avoid that, what we actually I was writing about even back then was actually this whole idea of uploading your mind, your memory, your knowledge, your experience to create these digital replicas of yourself that can, when combined with the right amounts of the better quality artificial intelligence, can actually go on to create this version of you that is indistinguishable from the real you. And that would be really incredible. Imagine, it's very, very sort of sci-fi stuff, very, very out there technology that hasn't really had an opportunity to exist until now. And that's what we're building here at Sensay. Where does the name Sensay come from? Sensei in itself, everyone recognizes the word sensei as a kind of a master. It's got those kind of Japanese connotations. But the reality is that the actual translation of the word master, of the word sensei, is one who came before. Sensei really resonates with the word one who came before. It really enables people to connect with past generations and future generations to come. We're the first generation that has the ability to have this technology to interact with the next few generations and actually have this opportunity to share themselves forever. Future digital clones. So where digital clones come in and these replicas and how they actually enable us to become more of ourselves, how they actually enable us to become extended beyond our physical form, beyond our mind. We've already created a use case for dementia and in health tech. We've actually enabled digital replicas to help families, to help the people who are already losing their memories, their experiences, to actually have a way of preserving them, not just for themselves as a way of remembering, as a way of bringing up their life story, but also as a way for them to still interact, share that knowledge, share that experience with future generations. Now, this applies to not just the dementia patients, but also it can be extended to any terminal patients, any degenerative or terminal illnesses that that cause problems and cause loss. And that's essentially what we're trying to solve at Sensay, is how do we prevent that loss from occurring? How do we stop that loss of experience, that loss of knowledge, that loss of wisdom from hitting not just people who are passing away, but also contemporary loss of knowledge? And so we're going to touch on a bit of that today, because I think it's, in science fiction, everyone always talks about this version of digital immortality where you go to live on and you transfer your consciousness, and that has a way of, resonating with a lot of people. But actually, there are a lot more use cases for this technology, even in a contemporary setting. So what we actually have is a few different things to talk about. So obviously we've got the dementia healthcare use case. We could talk about using digital replicas as a form of customer service. Now, if anyone's familiar with our Telegram group, you may have seen Danbot operating in there. So enabling CEO types or any sort of key person to replicate themselves as a bot that can be used for Telegram, for WhatsApp, for Discord, or as any kind of widget on a website, as a way of enhancing the customer experience, as enriching it, giving knowledge, sharing that understanding of what you are so passionate about with your employees, with your customers, with your clients, with your team, and beyond. In a way that's globally accessible 24/7. So in really transforming customer service with digital replicas. We can look at education. Imagine being able to replicate the world's greatest minds. You look at the top leading professors at different universities that are historically only available for the very wealthy and the very connected. And Sensei actually enables people to learn from these great minds anywhere, anytime, in any language. And it really balances out the disparity in educational availability globally. And it's something that's truly incredible. So that's why education is a huge vertical for us that we're looking into a lot. On the side of marketing, you will have seen different brand ambassadors, different types of influencers. Imagine virtual influencers that can interact with their entire fan base, celebrities, singers, anyone who has any kind of fan, supporter, or any kind of community of people who would like to get to know them better. By creating a digital replica, it really enables us to expand who they are and enable that one-to-one interaction that they've never had before. So we're looking at celebrities, influencers, KOLs, we're looking at singers, we're looking at everything to do, and streamers, you know, the full spread of anyone with any kind of influence, as well as those educators. There's a bit of overlap in some of this as well. One of the great examples we've been working on has been using George Clooney, for example, not as George Clooney himself, but as there's an espresso salesman character. Imagine having that character welcome you to the Nespresso website, helping you to custom choose an espresso flavor on their website. And that can be applied to any brand globally that uses brand ambassadors, uses celebrities, or uses anyone else to help engage with their customers and their clients on a more personal basis. We've got two other use cases that are more corporate based. These would be more sort of B2B and much more corporate world engagements. So we're looking at networking at replicas. So these networking replicas are incredible. We just came back from the Super AI conference where it was in Singapore this last week. And even then, imagining that all the details you put into the conference before you arrive, your name, your company, all of the different aspects that you would, you know, be looking for, all of the things that work for you and for your business and your job. Imagine your replica being able to interact with not just 50 odd people or maybe 100 if you're particularly busy, but every single person at that conference, that event, that space, that meetup, networking with all of them at the same time and enabling you to essentially get those talking points out early. So having a compatibility score to see how likely you are to get along, and the type of icebreaker points and questions that you should interact with that person for. It just narrows down the people you should speak to in a very, very personal way that's directly linked to who you are, what you do, what they do, and who they are. The last one is a corporate you. And this one is one of my most exciting use cases for Sensay. By creating a replica of yourself using email, Slack messages, any type of internal communications, any type of corporate messaging system that you use can be integrated in Sensay in the not too distant future. This will allow us to create replicas for you in an internal corporate setting that will enable you to not only enhance who you are by being available to your team, your clients, your customers. It preserves your knowledge, your experience. If in the case that you were to leave, get fired, it helps to preserve that essence of your work so that knowledge of your clients, your teams, your customers is not lost. That enables anyone to create a replica of themselves that can go on when they're not available. So imagine that, when you're working, especially in the modern work environment, when we're so connected, to be able to operate your replica when you're not available. This could be when you're sleeping, this could be when you're on holiday, or if you've left the company, and enabling a version of you to carry on answering questions about your job, sharing some of your knowledge and experience, and you would get paid for that as well. Imagine that. Imagine you essentially taking a 40-hour work week and turning it into a 24/7 work week, because you can delegate most questions and answers to your replica. If someone wants to ask you about that particular project, your replica can answer for you. Danbot has already been deployed to so many different aspects of my life. I can't even keep track. It already got all of my information and enables me to delegate a lot to him, and it's incredible. So those are the most exciting use cases we've got coming up in the not too distant future. What I'd like to talk about is some of our recent successes. But before I get there, what we're going to talk about is two of the most important parts of Sensay right now. The first one, and this is our big news of the showcase, so but please hang up for the rest. We've managed to, after hiring an incredible team recently, we've managed to actually develop our own fine-tuned model. What that means is that takes us a massive step away from any of the other, typical LLM wrappers that you see out there. By creating our own model, it enables us to create more custom replicas, more human replicas. When you put a wrapper around some of the larger LLMs, whether they're open source or not, essentially what happens is you are subject to their content filters. You're subject to their limitations, and there are many. By enabling our own fine-tuned model, we can actually give more control to users to create their replica how they want. It enables them to actually include more of the human side of things that are not able. I mean, when was the last time you got ChatGPT to, I don't know, swear at you, for example? It won't do it. So, but swearing is a huge part of humanity and who we are, and it happened, you know, we all swear. It's so by enabling something so simple, a part of English language or any language for that matter, to be a part of our replicas just makes it that much more human. I've already touched upon the second major news for us, but I'll go back into it. So Danbot was the first of our Sensay Telegram replica bots. These are now being rolled out. We've already got at least, I think, 10 before even launching. Today is the official launch of it, but we've already had at least 10 different early adopters snap them up straight away. These are now available on our sites. They're available to any CEO, anyone of influence, anyone in the C-suite of a company, enabling them to create a replica of themselves that can interact with their community, with their customers, act as a sales bot, and pretty soon we'll be enabling it for WhatsApp, Discord, and widgets for websites. More on that to come a bit later. The biggest news recently was, if you've been using the site last week, you may have seen that it was a bit slow. That is for a very, very good reason, in the fact that we had over 600,000 interactions with the platform on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday alone. Each day, over 600,000 interactions. This is by far and large our hugest amount of interactions with the platform. We're extremely, amazed that this is happening, and we're extremely grateful to everyone who's testing out the platform and giving it a go. It shows huge progress for the team, and I couldn't be prouder of all the team to get us there. We've recently enabled a vision feature. This enables any images to be uploaded to replicas and have them process it and view it as if they were, a person looking at a photo or any kind of like graphic. That's, a lot of fun. It means that it widens and again increases the capabilities of the replicas and improves their sort of human-like features. We've enabled file uploading for replica training. So this will essentially be one of the first steps into making the replica training a lot faster and smoother. This creates frictionless service to creating the replica via our Athena training bot. We've recently expanded our team in quite a large way. We've got new people on the marketing, business development side, PR side. We've got a whole range of new developers, and that's enabling us to actually really drive the innovation that we're building. A hugely motivated team. I'm incredibly blessed to, have the ability to work with any of them. And so it's amazing to see how much we've already achieved in the last 2 months. So the next few months are going to be incredible in the run up to our big September event. We've also managed to get some incredible new advisors on the team. Now, these advisors come from a huge range of backgrounds. Excuse me. We've had people from Microsoft, from Berkeley University in California. We've had people from Meta, from Oxford University in the UK, from Amazon, previous JP Morgan, Uber, American Express, and Ogilvy. These advisors are helping us to refine our business and improve ourselves in the coming months and hopefully into the next few years and the next few iterations of what we're building here. I'm extremely proud for them to join on the team and extremely grateful to all of them for all their advice so far. Coming up, excuse me. Coming up in Sensay's development, we've got an incredible product roadmap. You may have seen this on our blog post recently, but if not, we are focused on improving the replica training process, making it as seamless and effortless as possible. We're also going to be integrating quite a few of different social medias, enabling you to create a replica with that additional part of your persona, adding that into your replica, as well as the contextual information that goes into it, your personal information that you train it on, and also enabling a feature where we can actually give you a link for your friends and family to also contribute stories and information and knowledge about you for your replica training. That's important because identity can be somewhat subjective sometimes. So by not just taking social media, not just taking the data you give it, but by also including third parties and the way you present yourself in various different situations is going to be a huge step forward for us. We're also separating out the difference between personal replicas, which have all of your information and personality, and some professional replicas, which you can use in a more corporate setting. We've got a really cool feature coming up in the future called Secrets. This is essentially going to allow public-facing replicas, to have secrets that are available to just a few whitelisted people that they can identify in advance. This is, again, akin to real-life secrets and things that you wouldn't necessarily that you wouldn't necessarily say to everyone, but maybe to your closest friends and family. Secrets will be a huge step forward, again, in creating that that replica tech. You've then got one of my really great, really fun ideas coming up, which is called autopilot mode. Now, this really steps up what we're doing at Sensay to the next level. Excuse me. Autopilot mode is going to be where your replica can act for you. This means having when you're comfortable with it, having it literally writing your WhatsApp replies, writing your Telegram replies on your behalf through your account. You know, we're testing this out now, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be great. I really can't wait to test it on my friends and see if they notice if it's me or if it's Danbot. So that will be a very fun day if when I actually get to test that out later this week. We've got some incredible new verticals we're working on. I think Shane's going to talk about that a bit later. We're going to be rolling out video and image generation using image generation on the back end, and then some videos that also have the lip sync. We're having a very fun showcase today, guys. And then last but not least, as an idea, following again the conference we had last week, we realized that we actually created some really incredible swag and merch. So in the not too distant future, we'll be adding a merch store to the Sensay site for anyone who wants to get themselves some nice Sensay gear. Not to be too commercial here. That's enough for me today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now introduce Marco, Shane, and Roman. Marco's put together a nice video combining his development team to showcase what we've been up to lately, followed by Shane, who's going to introduce some of our recent partnerships and developments. And then finally, Roman, who's going to talk a little bit about what some people want to hear about, which is the token, the strategy, and the finance side of the business. So without right. Now, if you give me 1 second, because now that I've stopped everyone from sharing screens, apparently I can't now share mine. Did someone else, did you make someone else a host?
Yes.
Kevin, if you're there, if you can make me a host again, that'd be great. Excellent, thank you, sir. Right. So without further ado, this time this is Marco and his development team.
Ciao, I'm Marco Vitello from Italy. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Sensay. I started as a junior developer when I was 16 years old in Italy, and my career grew all the way to be a CTO in a big British company where I led 14 engineering teams and 64 people. In the last 5 years or so, I focused my career on helping engineering teams become great at shipping software. I couldn't imagine having a better job than helping Dan and the rest of the team build Sensay. Me and I literally started with a brilliant idea. On a blank canvas, we created an empty folder for the project, and now we are at about 1,000 files and over 100,000 lines of code. So let me tell you about the team. So we have 7 software engineers at the moment, 3 user experience designers, and 1 head of product, Yono. We are still hiring for a few key roles. For example, we still have openings for an AI engineer and a senior full stack engineer, so feel free to say. So Dan's goal is to achieve digital immortality. He even wrote 2 books about it, but that is further down the line, and we needed to start from somewhere. We choose to start by making a product to let people with Alzheimer's disease capture their life memories for themselves and their family. My goal is to now build the best platform to replicate people by providing a seamless flow of memories, voice, and video for anyone that has this kind of need, both end users and businesses. We are investing heavily in creating a whole new experience to train your replica and let you and your family and friends upload memories to create the best digital representation of you. This will include sharing Google Drive folders, uploading documents and pictures, as well as automatically learning from your videos. We will present in the next segment the new replica training flow that we are building. We have been also investing heavily to make our own large language model, so we don't depend on third parties, as that would limit what kind of replicas we can do. As an example, we are building a kinky Christian Grey and a Gordon Ramsay that actually swears. So to that we had to build our own servers with powerful GPUs to our own custom LLM models. Off-the-shelf AI models with custom models will enable us to meet all different customers' needs, like virtual customer service agents, virtual influencers, digital companions for elderly people, and many more through partnership, separate brands, and sub-brands. Now the team members are gonna show you a little bit what they've been working on and what they will be working on next. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Hey there, I'm Jono, Head of Product here at Sensay, and today I'm going to be taking you through the latest version of our new product experience. So let's dive right in. First here, I'll take us through the new sign up and sign in flow. So this is now a standalone flow. We've got, you enter your email address here, enter in some personal details, your name. You can add a new photo or generate a photo for your profile, and fill in why you're planning on using Sensay today. So in this case, let's say memory preservation. And this takes us to our brand new Sensay dashboard. So here you can see all of the replicas that are on the platform. So again, we've got a new layout here. You can see, different categories of replicas here. So these are featured replicas, for instance, celebrities, etc. You have all the different topics. You can search for a specific replica here if you want to. You can also see more featured replicas, for instance. So this is basically a brand new way to experience all of our replicas on the platform. You have up here your own replicas, so this will obviously build as you build more replicas. And down here is a new kind of settings page, so pretty standard, but again, we've revamped the entire product to make it a bit more seamless, so you can see all the different settings here in a much better place than they were previously. Going back to the home page here, I can dive right in to see one of my replicas that I've already created. So if I click on here, this takes me to this new area that we're calling Replica Studio. So for this particular replica, there's a self replica, so a replica of myself. I can see all the details of this particular replica. I can fill in the form here, and as you chat with Athena, I'll take you through now, these details are populated, but obviously you can come in here and you can edit the various details. You can change the image or generate a new image for your replica. You can upload voice memos here to train your voice, or you can record your voice through the platform. Over here you can see my little snapshot of the replica progress, and the more I train, the more experience points I get here, which will go into the reward system, and those can be transferred eventually for Sensay tokens. I can see I'm on level 4, and as I train, as I interact with this replica, I'll increase in levels and see my progress jump through the different levels. If I go here into train my replica, before I do that, I'll just quickly show we've got profile here. You've got the ability to train the replica. You've got your chat, so you can chat directly with the replica, and then integrations, so where you'll be able to set up things like your Telegram bot, and down the line WhatsApp and Slack and all the other integrations that will come in the future. So if I go to train replica, you see now this is a new Athena chat flow. So we've moved away from the kind of form-based questions, and all of the questions and the training will happen through the Athena chat, which is really, really exciting, and it's a great new experience. So Athena will ask questions, and obviously you can chat and answer the questions here, and this will go on. She'll keep asking questions, and you can keep interacting with her over here. On the right here, I've got a new tab which is all about the replica details, so I can come in here and I can see again the progress for this particular replica, and here I can see different categories that we're being trained on. So Athena will have a bank of questions for each of these categories, and as you answer more questions, as the quality of your answering gets better and better, you can see that your progress here for each category will increase. Those are the replica details. I can also see here memory management. So again, as we talk to Athena, she's going to generate memories, and those memories will appear here. I can edit these memories, I can delete them if I want. And then I'll also have a space to upload content for this particular replica. So that's PDFs, videos, photos, etc. That all goes into the training data for this particular replica. Over here I can change the category that I'm talking to Athena about. So here I've changed it to education and career, and then she'll change the topic to focus more on your education and career over here. So what this will eventually turn into is more like a voice chat experience. You'll be able to just chat directly to Athena, and she'll chat back to you. And then eventually down the line there'll be a video chat. So essentially like having a video call with Athena. She'll ask you questions about your life, and you can respond, and that'll continue to train the replica and improve the quality of the replica. So this is back to the home dashboard. I'll quickly take you through our new training flow for a brand new replica. So if I wanted to build a new replica, I have a little intro walkthrough from Athena here. I get to choose what type of replica I'm creating. So if it's a self replica, replicating myself, or if it's a character, say it's a famous person or a fictional character. So for now I can choose self replica. I can choose the purpose. Am I replicating myself for preserving my legacy and for recording my memories for my family and friends? Are we looking at more customer engagement? So building your brand, interacting with customers. Maybe it's for engaging with fans. If you're an influencer and you want to engage with fans, you want your replica to engage with your fans, you can create that here. And then once you've chosen the purpose, it takes you into that, once again, the Athena chat flow. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment with the Sensay product. As you can see, this is prototype designs, but we've been working in the last few days and weeks on this, and also going to the development cycle beginning this week, and hopefully we'll be able to launch this very soon. And it's just a sneak peek of what we're working on. Obviously that'll expand as time goes on, but the team are working really, really quickly, and it's been great to see the evolution of the product, and we can't wait to launch it and see everyone using it and creating their own replicas. Thanks so much.
I'm Alex, a front-end engineer who loves creating smooth user experiences and network-performant web applications. I'm Italian, And of course, I love pizza, pasta, and salami. Fun fact, when I was young, I had a pig as a pet. He was very clever and clean, despite the common misconceptions about pigs. I've been working on Sensay Chat, making interactions frictionless. I'm very excited about optimizing network requests and upgrading our tech stack with the latest tech trends, Next 15, Reactor 19.
Ciao, my name is Federico. One fun fact about me is that I live on a meat and coffee diet. Here at Sensay, I've been working on the infrastructure needed to do inference and training of custom LLM models. Looking at the future, I'm excited about refining our custom models and integrating them with advanced memory system.
Hello everyone, my name is Panagiotis Apostolidis and I am one of the developers working at Sensay. Over the past few weeks, my main focus has been on creating the base structure for a replica's brain. It is a key feature for a replica to have their own memories, which they can recall based on the user's input at a later time. So, for example, the main usage is to chat with our helper, which is Athena. So you can see here that I actually share my thoughts, I share my name, I share my details for my day, I share all this information to Athena, and then at a later point when I go over to my own personal replica, I can actually ask what is your name, and you can see that it replies back correctly. Where do you come from? I come from Greece. Do you like cocktails? So you can see here that all of the information that you share with Athena, it's basically training your personal replica's brain. I really believe, and I'm really excited about the future of Sensay. I hope that in the near future we can have our personal replicas online 24/7, being able to fully communicate with everyone, answering from the most boring questions to giving a full-on interview. That's it from me. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Sensay showcase.
Hello everyone, my name is Matteo and I am part of the development team of Sensay. So what I've been working on these last couple of weeks is basically integrating Sensay through social platforms. For example, you guys can see I have at the moment the personal replica of Dan, our CEO, and I will talk to him one-on-one on a private conversation through Telegram. One of its basic features is text and respond, but we also have, for example, respond via voice message.
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How can I assist you today?
As you guys can see, it responded with the voice of our CEO. And another feature we have at the moment is, for example, you can reply to its messages and it will reply to you back. So why this is important? Because you can add this your own personal replica to groups. It will, if you reply to it, it will reply to it back. If you mention it, it will mention you back. And this is important so you guys can separate who the bot is talking to on the group. So what we're trying to do is have each personal replica to Telegram and other social platforms in the future. So let me go to the Sensay website and also show you how do we create our own personal replica and to be a Telegram bot. So as you guys can see, I am on the personal replica form, and if you guys scroll down, this is the form for the Telegram bot. You will provide it with a name, a username, and some more details, and if you guys want, also a picture. This is a preview for the Telegram. After you submit your changes, this will auto-generate you the Telegram, and after that we will provide you with a link of the bot. So if you go to your profile, you can see there's a container with my bot, If I press this link, this will get me to the Telegram application, and it will get me to my chat. So I have already talked to my Telegram bot. It has the same features as the CEO I mentioned. Another cool feature with our Sensay bot is, for example, if you are asking it for the Sensay price, it will give you a template with the volume, the Sensay, and many more details about the Sensay price token. As you guys can see, here is the website, the Uniswap, the MEXC, the contract, the staking, the vesting. These are all links, the price, the liquidity, and the volume. So this is all from me, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the Sensay showcase.
Hi everyone, my name is Viet and I'm a front-end developer at Sensay. At Sensay, I primarily focus on fixing the UX and UI bugs that we encounter, and lately I've been working on redesigning our website. Currently, I've almost finished the redesign for the homepage and the dementia page. There are still things that need to be improved on those pages, so I plan to work on it. But as you can see, this is the new homepage. The design is a bit different than the previous one, but personally I really like this design, so it's really amazing in my opinion. And I'm really excited to work on the other pages as well. One interesting fact about me is that I love to learn new technologies in my spare time, and I'm really excited and ready to contribute my best to the team's success. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Hello, I'm UI and UX designer who've been working with Sensay UI and UX design, collaborating with Jono. And in this little video, I'm going to show you some progress we've done together with Jono. So we start the journey from the homepage of the Sensay, and once the user clicks sign up, it's going to redirect to a page where they can see an animated part on the left and sign in or sign up part window on the right. So on the left is going to the idea to make it animated so the user can see solution of their problem, how Sensay can help them, and it's going to be animated automatically. And once the user going to put their email over there and click continue, they have pop-up, they're going to put code over there, it's standard. Over there is onboarding process pages. Here you can upload, generate photo. Over there, we're asking how are you planning to use Sensay, still in progress. Once the user finish onboarding process, they land on dashboard page, and this page a user can see some replicas divided on the features, celebrities, etc. Also, user can see tags or pills and can choose which replicas they're interested in. So it could be like music, health, game, finance, art, love, etc. And also there's some replica which user may create already. And let's be like, for example, Cowboy Jack. Once user click on Cowboy Jack, they going to redirect to Replica Studio. In Replica Studio, there is some options how to edit current replica, what add, change, etc. And a button train replica over here. Once we click train replica, we're going to land on a chat page. On the chat page, we're going to train our replica. And also on the right, we have replica details. This window is going to show some progress of the replica, such as education, travel, hobbies, food, drinks, and memory management. In in memory management tab, you're going to see some memories which can be deleted or edited, and also content management over there, such as PDF files or JPEG, etc. And also we can return, we can close it. We can close it and go to this button over there, just to quickly choose a topic we want to speak about. So return to the dashboard. On the dashboard, we also can go to the setting. On the setting page, we can change subscription membership. Also, we can change some details about name, surname, referral links, etc. And actually, that's all what I wanted to show you. Still, we're in the progress of improving UI and UX part of current design. So that's what I want to show you. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Shane. I'm leading the business development for Sensay. Really excited about the technology, and as you can see, the mock-ups and the tech that's been built is truly something special. For anybody that's been around with us since the beginning, or been around with Sensay since the beginning, you've seen some monumental shifts. At the beginning, it was really geared around healthcare, specifically around dementia and Alzheimer's. And in the past couple of weeks, you may have seen that shift over to the AI infrastructure that we're really focusing on, where dementia and Alzheimer's becomes a vertical for Sensay. And as Dan mentioned before, there's a number of different verticals that Sensay is really working on right now. That was highlighted, more at Super AI and through a number of different conversations that have been happening up to this point. So really excited about what the future holds. Again, to this point, there's been a lot of market research done. There's been early adopters. Dan mentioned before that there's a number of projects that are now using the Telegram import. So the Telegram bot that where you go through the digital replica process and port it directly into Telegram. There's a number of companies that are now using that as a starting point for the Sensay tech, and we'll be building upon that in time to come. So we just got back from Super AI. There was a lot of leading tech firms there. There was corporate companies. There was venture capitalists, people looking to invest in newer projects, and there's 5 of us there. So in the process, we had a booth at the back of the conference there that was full the entire time. We had meetings from daybreak to the end of the day, and so we didn't leave the booth. And it was branded as building digital immortality. And what is digital immortality? It's being able to house your persona, your experiences, your learnings, your philosophies. How do you interpret data? And there was a lot of other companies that were walking around there that had a product for a specific fit within a company, within a process. And it led us to a lot of philosophical conversations. And I want to highlight a couple of the use cases, or a couple of the verticals that we're working towards, because it can allow you to creatively think about how this may be applicable within your business lines. So in the go-to-market, we've mentioned that there's there's a number of companies that are working with us now. And it's all going to start on the replica process in developing out the text bot, and there's applicable layers to it, adding in the voice, adding in the video. And so we're also going to have a website widget that's going to allow you to port that text directly into your website. So I'm going to give you a specific example of a YouTuber. So this YouTuber has tens of thousands of followers on YouTube. They do product reviews. And what's the first work? They've got a bottleneck in the video production process, where there's content that's getting created for a product, a specific product, and then there's a certain amount of time that gets put into creating videos, the editing process, the lighting, everything like that. So we want to get to the point where they're going to be able to have that replica generate the YouTube content directly for them. But what this allows them to do is start with the replica process, port something into their website, create up a community channel where people can. It's a direction point from the people listening in on YouTube to go and conversate, to go and ask questions about the product, and then you can build out some other associated affiliate links, and you can start to monetize the channel and the bot, and then ultimately getting over to the video content and having it actually produce the product review directly for you. So a couple of the joint ventures that we're looking at, we've got some legacy tech, we've got education, we've got legal, healthcare, networking, KOLs and influencers. Starting with the legacy tech, there's a company that's looking at generating QR codes to put on tombstones. Now, I know that seems a little bit bleak, but at the same time, if you go to a funeral, you may be a point separated from that individual, even if you've only met him once or twice. But you may have a story that you want to tell, and there's only a certain amount of time that that the funeral goes on. So there may be a few people that talk, and you don't actually have the opportunity to tell that story. So with one of the product features that Dan was mentioning before, about giving a place where people can add in their stories or add in their perspectives of how somebody views them, then you have a consensus layer of what a replica really is. So that person becomes conversational, at their tomb. The legal concept, it's the biggest thing with lawyers is I guess with anybody, is they value time. And if you think about the sales process that a legal firm has, the discovery process is basically their sales funnel. So how many conversations do they have for discovery and what somebody actually needs? Now that's something that AI can help automate. If I create a digital replica of myself, if I've got a certain core competency in a jurisdiction, then I would be able to create a digital replica of myself and be able to streamline that discovery process so that anytime that I'm talking to somebody over the phone, it's with actionable items, and it's with billable hours. So then you become more valuable to the individual. You're 24/7 available to that discovery process. Your billable hours, you're able to spend more time doing that, and you become more valuable to the firm. The educational concept, walking around a super AI, about 50% or over 50% of my conversations were in education or surrounding education, whether it's professors, whether it's people that are associated with different universities. They see the digital realm of education taking off, especially when you look at things like OpenAI and Khan Academy. Education is widely available now. So how do you actually innovate on that? And educators now are looking at replicating themselves so that they can cast themselves out to a broader audience and be available as a 24/7 tutor. But also there's different ways of looking at getting educated. Like I myself, when I sat in a classroom when I was younger, if I liked the way that information was presented to me, I did really well in the class. If I didn't like the professor, if I didn't like the way that it was, if the messaging or the way that it was presented to me, I was a distraction to everybody. So having different ways of being able to present to the audience using your digital replica is going to be a massive improvement for delivering out curriculum and delivering out a message. Now, looking at the networking tools, going into the conference, there's thousands of people going there. So you get an app, you get a networking function, you get a tool, and you need to go through and see who has like interests. So there's a lot of automation that can be done there, and a replica process can go and automate that so that you can get in front of the right people. So you're not running around trying to find who the right people are at the conference. Time is very valuable at those conferences, and you walk away exhausted. But if you were able to buy back that time beforehand, get in front of the people that you need to when you get there, then the value of you being at that conference in person is going to be that much higher. Now, the influencers with the agencies that work behind them, influencers have millions of followers. And I think this was mentioned beforehand. If they've got millions of followers, how are they able to interact with people downstream? They don't necessarily have the time, and they hire people to go and do that for them. And then you've got somebody that is conversating with the community on their behalf. Now, there may be a list of questions that get answered in the onboarding process of an influencer. So then you have somebody that acts kind of like you. But if you were able to have something that is 24/7 available, that is a closer version of you, that's worth conversating with. So that's what we're in the conversations now with, and the development of the KOLs. Now, there's a number of different things that we're working on. You've seen the product updates. You've seen, I'll mention that the introduction there was not powered by Sensay, and I hope that we've given you enough to creatively think about how a digital replica can be applicable to your business or to your personal life. Mainly, even if you're not going to apply it to your corporate, or if you're not going to apply it to a monetization factor, it's a way of housing your personal story, a conversational nonfiction book that you're able to pass down. So with that, I will pass it over to Roman for the financials and more of the token.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Shane. Amazing speech. Hello, everyone. My name is Roman. I'm leading strategy on blockchain and AI in Sensay. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in crypto space since 2013. I started with doing a Bitcoin startups back then, when few people knew about Bitcoin. And my education is AI. I have masters in AI. And before joining Sensay, I created several projects on blockchain, including one of the largest video games on Binance Smart Chain called Magicraft. And now in Sensay, we are trying to solve or create a digital mortality. So to give you a little bit of a context or introduction into what we are doing and why we're doing that, we are in the business of data, basically. So data in AI is fundamental. So you have hundreds of different large language models, and soon there are going to be thousands of different large language models that are very similar in terms of performance, and they're open source, so they can be used by anyone. So there is no mode, there is no advantage to creating a more powerful language model in the future. And the only advantage, or the only thing that will be sought for, is data. So all these models, they're using data to show the results. And then now already you don't have enough organic data available on the internet. So large language models like like ChatGPT, they already consumed all publicly available data, and they use synthetic data. So in the future, this problem becomes a limitation to future progress of AI. So access to data and being able to store this data in a secure, private way is fundamental, and that will be the real competitive advantage. So we're basically in the business of data, and we're creating tools to for intellectual capital, for creating intellectual capital, transferring extra intellectual capital, and monetizing intellectual capital. So basically, we're creating infrastructure for human-like AI replicas, and we offer that infrastructure for all companies who potentially will create human AI replicas. So I'll talk a bit about blockchain and why we're using blockchain for Sensay. There are two essential components for decentralized AI, which have to be met in order for system to exist and be censorship resistant, to be accessible in a trustless and permissionless manner. So it's decentralized hardware infrastructure and decentralized data infrastructure. Decentralized hardware infrastructure is addressed by projects such as Render, Aether, and others, which is basically decentralized GPUs and machines that can run language models in decentralized manner. And then you have data infrastructure, decentralized data infrastructure that would ensure that user data and data that is used for training, fine-tuning, and operating of the models is also censorship resistant, can be accessed in permissionless, trustless manner, so nobody can remove it from the internet, whatever political or social narrative is in the future. And in Sensay, we're addressing the data infrastructure. So we're planning to create a centralized data infrastructure for human AI replicas, so no replica can be censored, can be removed in the future. So if someone chooses to create a replica, that replica will persist on decentralized infrastructure for generations to come, and then the next generation will be able to still get royalties from the data or from the wisdom experience that was passed to the replica. So that's one of the main reasons why we use blockchain technologies for the replicas. So what is Sensay token? Sensay token is fundamentally designed to power that ecosystem, the centralized data ecosystem. We're planning to create a marketplace for replicas as well as decentralized data storage layer. And then Sensay is a token that powers interaction between the marketplace participant, the agents that can interact with the marketplace, and access to the data itself. I'll talk a bit about utility for Sensay token. What are we planning in terms of the utility for the token? How do we plan to increase the trading volume? How users would use that in the future? So number one is, I think, one of the most powerful applications is that we're planning to distribute rewards from the platform, meaning the revenue from the platform, to the Sensay token stakers and holders. So revenue from the platform will go back to Sensay token holders. We're projecting that we will reach within 2 years, following the plan that we have, we can reach revenue of around $80 million within 2 years if we onboard around 500 enterprise clients, which is, with this market, the demand for enterprise avatars and AI companions is quite realistic. Another good utility is rewards for platform interactions. So users will be receiving Sensay token for interacting with platform, completing different tasks, training replicas, sharing replicas, getting new users on board, which is our affiliate program that is currently in development. Affiliate program will be linked to Sensay token as well. Also, we have a replica leveling gamification reward. So the training process for replicas will be gamified. So when you train replica, you will increase your replica level and experience. And then as you progress with your replica training, you will get rewards in form of the points and tokens, Sensay tokens as well. We will have replica marketplace. Replica marketplace interactions will also be powered with Sensay tokens. And we will have like there is currently a concept that we might link NFTs that would represent replicas to a fixed amount of token that would ensure the seamless exchange, minting and burning of NFTs at any point in time. And itself, this mechanism would ensure that the token price would appreciate over time. I'll talk a bit about our roadmap. So the roadmap for 2024 is we currently were focusing heavily on increasing B2B traction. So we need a lot of B2B traction from companies that work with influencers, with public people, with educators. So we want to capture large databases of users and create replicas at scale. So for us, it's better to work with one company who has 200,000 influencers in the database and then create replicas for 2% of their user base. In that way, we want, because we will have API, we can create it at scale. In this way, we want to capture larger portion of the market rather than focusing on B2C heavily right now. Roadmap including things like simplifying and improving replica creation process, gamification for replica creation process that I mentioned, replica marketplace, API access to be able to create replicas at scale, video downloads, and then we will include things like analytics. So analytics is something very important for enterprise, for businesses, for large influencers and people who want to know more details about where their audience comes from, what is the demographics, how they can improve monetization, etc., etc. Enterprise security and privacy, integration additional visualization models, referral system and royalty system, where you can receive royalties for basically giving other people access to your replica. By 2026, we're targeting to onboard 500 enterprise clients and around 80,000 private clients. And then a little bit about pricing. We can access pricing from here. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll just talk a bit about pricing without sharing my screen because it's a bit more complicated to share it from here. So we have different pricing plans. The pricing plans that we're looking at right now, we have a free tier where you can have a limited amount of messages that you can send to a replica. We have basic tier. We have basic tier would be around $50. We have plus tier, and then we have a premium enterprise tier, which is $2,000. And then everything beyond that, we pay for token usage. So for video-based usage, that would be $200 per 1 million token, and text-based usage would be $50 per 1 million token. And then, for example, for enterprise tier, you have advanced features like analytic dashboard, enterprise security, training resources, community forum, email support, and live support team. So that's something that we would target for enterprise clients. Yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to cover. Thank you very much, everyone. It's great talking to you today, and I'm looking forward to Q&A session.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, Roman, for that. And so, yeah, we're moving on to the slightly interactive session here today. So we've invited everyone in the previous messages to from Twitter to send their questions into our Twitter. Please still do. It's still open for anyone who wants to send them in. We still have a few to go through. So we did that to avoid any particularly crazy questions and any misdemeanors, but well, that happened anyway. So unfortunately, that was the way things go sometimes. So we're going to get started. We've got a list of questions, but we are still reading any questions. So please do drop them either in the chat or on the Twitter account. And we are constantly scanning to pick up any new good questions that we think are worth answering at this point. So please do ask away. For anyone who hasn't noticed, in the chat, we also have a form for anyone who is looking to get some Sensay tokens today. We have a form that I'm just going to repost again now into the chat so that you can register your interest in getting the token rewards for this, for just participating in the call today. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to start answering some of these questions. And I believe we have... Okay, so let's start off. The first question we have is, I understand there's been audits and security checks, but how does Sensay ensure the uploaded highly valuable biometric data is secure? Now, I can't think of anyone better to answer this than our own CTO, Marco, who is joining us live from Trieste in Italy.
Hey, thank you, Dan. Yeah, so we used a few firms to do audits and security checks on our the technology that we implemented so far. In the future, we're planning to do more of this, both on the backend code, the APIs, but we're also planning to launch a bug bounty program so that the community can participate as well and get rewarded if they find any issues. We're going to also roll out a new technology called row-level security, where this means that all the data that we store is tagged to the user. So even in case of a problem, another user cannot see other users' data because it requires their kind of secret to be able to read it. So this is all already in the plans. And then further down the line, we are working with a company to implement fully homomorphic encryption, which means that we actually are providing ways for us to process data on behalf of other users without being able to see the data, as well as we are evaluating the opportunity to create agents that our customers can run on their premises, so that the data and the compute is happening on their servers, so their data never travels to us. Dan, probably, given that it's a bit difficult with the mute and mute stuff, maybe I should answer the next question as well for me.
Is that the risk of play? Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that one. So yeah, the next question we identified for you is, how does Sensay technology cater to the needs of both students and teachers in the field of English language teaching? And how does it make it easy and convenient for EAL/ELL teachers to optimize future speaking or oral lessons, assign future speaking assignments or homework, and automate oral quizzes, tests, and exams? So that's from @Bullish Pizza.
Yes, so it's a lot of questions there. So we start from the first part, which so basically we could create or improve some bots that we have, so for people to interact with. We are currently not planning to create, for example, bots that could analyze the assignments or analyze homework. That's not in our current roadmap, but it's certainly something that we can evaluate. We can definitely help teachers make their own replica and use their own replica to create quizzes, tests, and exams that they want, and use their own replica to kind of go through the through what has been produced by the students. So I would say that basically part of this can be done with what we have. More specialized features are currently not on the roadmap specifically for teachers. On the other hand, I know that this is a big problem in education. Teachers don't have time. Teachers are overburdened, underpaid. So
anything that we could do to make their work more effective, so that they can focus more on the needs of the students would be great. So it's something that we are going to take into account for the future.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm just going to take the next one, I think. So is there any risk of plagiarism with these celebrity replicas? This is from @CryptoG91. And it's actually very similar to another question that we've got, which is, will we get into trouble with legal or copyright issues when storing, trading, and using other people's digital copies without their consent? From Wang Lam, KR1. So I'm going to answer probably both of those with the same kind of answer. So we're keeping abreast. We have an incredible legal advisor. We're keeping abreast of all the different legal updates around the world for the issues around privacy. In the UK, it's called passing off, privacy laws, and the ability to use someone's likeness in any kind of format. So pretty soon on our site, the actual celebrity replicas will be coming off for now without the authorization for them. So we've used them so far as demonstrations for the various different potential use cases, because it's just a lot easier for people to kind of grasp the concepts of different use cases when they're met with a certain person they're used to. That we've been free up until this point. It's all been in beta, and we've been testing out a few different ideas, see what really was the best fit for how we wanted to take the company forward. So with that in mind, if we were actually monetizing these replicas and selling them as them and saying that they were them, it would probably land us in a little bit of trouble. But even though the regulation hasn't quite caught up with it yet, some people are there's still a lot of fear around digital replicas and this whole idea of cloning your personal information. There's a huge amount of opportunity. We at Sensay, we're really focused on the positive stuff, the positive output it can have. Imagine being able to turbocharge your productivity, preserve who you are, expand who you are into the world. So there's a lot of opportunity that comes with this. Sure, there are some risks, but there's a lot of convenience that is to be gained by having a digital clone of yourself that can be answering messages, can be taking Zoom calls and doing your presentations for you while maybe you're on a beach in Thailand sipping a cocktail. There's plenty of good that these replicas can do for education, for healthcare, for a huge range of different industries and use cases. So even though with any kind of change there's fear, and even though there's a huge amount of convenience to be found with these, and we find ourselves sacrificing privacy daily for convenience. We're talking into smartphones all day long that may or may not be listening in and tracking your data. We use laptops, we use computers. We're not walking around the streets of, say, London covered in shiny metal reflective clothes just to avoid cameras. There's a certain amount of data that we, compromise our privacy for every single day that everyone finds that kind of limit. At Sensay, we really do our best to ensure that the technology we're building is not being used for the malicious opportunities, and not in any way that would ever offend anyone or be used to hurt people. There may be instances that slip through. I mean, you saw with the Zoom call earlier that no one's perfect in terms of even with all the preparation, there's still going to be the occasional thing, but we learn from it, we adapt, and we improve. So when we're trying to do better, and we will do better, that's something that is just a part of the team we're building and what we're trying to achieve here. So we really focus on the good side of the technology we're building. So thanks, guys, for those questions. Great. Next question is from @Sandra57366103. Hi, my question is this: are partnerships between Sensay and Neuralink possible in the future, or maybe even now? Great question. One of our advisors would have a great answer for that one, but Roman is going to be the one taking this one for now. So pass it over.
Yeah, nice question. I like this question. It's might show that the person kind of understands a bit about the technology, about Neuralink technology, as well as the general digital immortality concept as well, or they might have just watched Matrix movie. But anyway, in any case, so what is Neuralink? Neuralink is fundamentally a device that uses electrodes to read electrical signals from neurons. So neurons exchange signals as electrical current. So basically, Neuralink reads electrical current, electrical signal from certain new areas in the brain, and then it interprets that signal as data, and then it's used for a human to control like a cursor on the screen or play a video game or any other type of activity. So currently it's limited to, I would say, several hundreds of electrodes. So the amount of electrodes is quite low because the technology is not advanced enough, but it's still enough to control, to do simple actions like controlling a cursor. But if that technology advances further, we will be able to get much more data from the brain. And then fundamentally, Sensay operates with large language models. So it uses data represented in text format, whether Neuralink uses data as basically a binary code. So the data that Neuralink getting from its patients or from animals is very different from what Sensay operates. And then new models should be developed to operate that data. In the future, I will 100% see cooperation or synergy between a company like Neuralink and a company like Sensay to preserve and store memories in its pure format, meaning in the neural signals. You will be able to capture images. If a person would imagine something, the system would be able to capture the image of that, which is a huge thing. So definitely 100%, it's a very good question, and yeah, it's doable in the future. The technology is not there at the moment, but I guess in several years we might be ready for that as well. Dan, would you like to continue, or I can take another question? So when is next centralized exchange listing? That's a good question. It's a question that is frequently asked by crypto community, and I understand why. So centralized exchange listing is something that usually associated with hype increasing in token price and trading volume. In our case, however, since we're already listed on MEXC, next centralized exchange listing would only make sense if that exchange is a higher tier, meaning if we would go for an exchange like Binance, Coinbase, or at least Qcoin or Bybit. So if we list on an exchange, then the next exchange will be higher tier. And then to get there, we just need to do a little bit more preparation to get our trading volume up, and then we can eventually get there. But it's not urgent. So from my experience, listing on centralized exchange by itself doesn't bring a lot of benefit unless it's supported by all other underlying token mechanisms. I can address a couple of other questions very quickly. Is it easy to make a token? It's easy to make a token, but it's really hard to make the token valuable. So what's your strategy to make Sensay more valuable? And what's your plan to maintain token price and supply? Pretty much address that when I was talking about token utility mechanisms. So those are revenue distribution, affiliate program, staking, and other things. So I think the next question be for Shane. What are the potential revenue streams for Sensay AI replicas, especially concerning the monetization of intellectual content? And how does the company plan to capitalize on those opportunities to create a sustainable business model that benefits both the company and its users? And I think Shane will be the perfect person to address that. Shane, would you mind doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's a good question. And we went through a number of different use cases before of different verticals that we're hitting right now. So let's go into, you know, the legacy tech, being able to create digital replicas and being able to go out and actually sell it as a business model. There's other ones by actually housing in your digital double for the form of communication. When it comes to influencers, adding a revenue channel onto that, by actually having a licensing agreement for anybody that wants to go and use it. Now, if it's housed as a, let's say, if it's housed in a way where it can be ported over into a different business line, then you can actually license out your own personal IP. So that's going to create a monetization stream for the individuals that want to port over their digital doubles into any existing business lines, new and existing business lines that they can. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of different ways which can be monetized. At the end of the day, you're going to be in ownership of your digital double, and you'll be able to have a way of creating licensing agreements for your own digital double. And even after you've passed and it goes down to a beneficiary, they then, like look at the Elvis estate, for example. The Elvis estate still collects royalties to this day. You'll be able to pass that double down to your loved ones or any person that you would list as a beneficiary, and they'd be able to license that out as well. So yeah, another question here. Why did Sensay decide to move away from focusing on dementia use case? I touched on this briefly before, but the main thing when we were coming into healthcare and specifically around dementia and Alzheimer's was to prove out the use case in a model. So it's a fine-tuned vertical utilizing the underlying infrastructure of Sensay. So if you think about a Sensay as infrastructure versus the actual verticals that are built on top of the underlying technology, then you can start to get a sense of what else is possible. So that migration over from from the website to the infrastructure, you're going to see a number of different verticals that are built on top of it. So it wasn't necessarily that we've shifted away from it. It's still a fine-tuned model that is a vertical using Sensay, but there's going to be a number of them that are built on top of the underlying infrastructure. So the next question here is, can you provide insights into technical architecture of Sensay network, including its consensus mechanism, data storage, and network topology? So I'll pass that over to Roman.
All right, so Sensay token is on Ethereum blockchain. So it's proof of stake blockchain. It's proof of stake layer 1 blockchain, most popular blockchain with the highest trading volume. That was the blockchain of choice for Sensay token. Consensus mechanism comes from the name. It's proof of stake, which means there are nodes with certain amount of token stake, 32 Ethereum per node, and then the nodes they like work together chain to create consensus. Data storage, currently data storage is vector database. We will be transitioning to decentralized data storage solutions, which are based primarily on IPFS, and then some of them they also implement encryption mechanisms like fully homomorphic encryption that we also considering to implement for enterprise security and privacy standards. So I think that shortly summarizes the question. Do we want to take a couple more?
Yeah, if there's one.
This one's done.
Do that last one.
The concept of digital replica acting on your behalf is intriguing. The website mentions safeguards to prevent misuse, but can you elaborate on specific safeguards in place? Are there limitations on what actions this replica can take? I'll let Dan take this one.
Yeah, so As I said earlier, we really do prioritize safety, especially for our users. We're very aware that what we're building it could potentially be used for harmful malicious activity. So in terms of keeping people safe, it's obviously a top priority in what we're building and how we're building it. In that sense, what we're doing is, on the first one, the back end, it's quite relatively hard to actually build something particularly malicious. On the second part, we actually geo-block some certain territories to avoid them from being able to create or access replicas because of local legislation or because of current perceptions or just language issues, to avoid any misconceptions and misunderstandings. Further than that, we actually have a takedown procedure, which anyone can enact at any time, enabling the quick resolution and quick removal of any particular replica that is causing any problems, as well as plenty of options for user feedback. We're very public about who we are and the way of contacting us. Anyone can jump into any of our community channels and everything goes straight to our team. It's very international, with the ability to rectify situations incredibly fast if there are any issues. So, we do our best. Obviously, there's always more that we can be doing. And as we grow the team, we're bringing in not just customer success managers, we're bringing in AI ethics advisors, we're bringing in a really well-rounded team to address any potential ethical, moral, or legal issues that we can potentially come across in the not too distant future. Guys, I think that's probably all the questions we're going to have time for today. So I'm just going to finish out with one last, just need to check something, and then we're going to finish up with one last presentation. So stay tuned, there's some really good stuff coming up, and keep your eyes out for anything particularly exciting with this one. Really excited to share this. It's a lot. I'm usually quite shy, but I think you'll enjoy this. An amazing showcase. It really shows how far we've come and the level of engagement we've generated today. What do you think, Dan?
It was phenomenal, Dan. The energy in the room was palpable, and the audience was deeply engaged.
Absolutely. And I think the welcome speech you gave really nailed it. The mention of the airdrop really kept everyone on their toes today. Great for maintaining our engagement.
Yes, the anticipation of the airdrop added an extra layer of excitement. Everyone who attended will be able to claim some Sensay tokens next week. Your keynote presentation was particularly inspiring, sharing the origins of Sensay, from that personal accident to the inspiration from books, really connected with the audience, and explaining why we chose the name Sensay helped everyone understand our vision.
I agree. Talking about living in this sci-fi generation where our dreams of digital clones are becoming a reality resonated with everyone. Topics we covered, like enhancing elderly care, transforming customer service, enhancing education, showed the vast potential of our technology. I agree.
Highlighting the future developments was crucial too. The updates on finely tuned models, the replicas as a service, and the vision feature showed our continuous innovation. And mentioning our new team members and advisors gave everyone confidence in our growing expertise and support.
I thought Marco, Shane, and Roman all did a great job with their speeches today. Their video presentations were detailed and informative. Marco's live demo showing the process of creating digital clone was particularly impressive. The audience loved seeing the technology stack and accuracy of the platform.
Indeed. The real-world applications, like virtual customer service agents and digital companions, made it clear how Sensay can be integrated into various industries. The team videos from Jono, Matteo, Federico, and others provided a comprehensive view of our technical capabilities and innovations.
The main segment on new partners and verticals was a highlight, showcasing partners with Storyman, Veil, CryptoG, UDAO, and others demonstrated our expanding ecosystem. The Telegram export function and Turkey solutions were well received, showing practical applications of our technology. The main segment on new
Roman's talk on token integration and gamification was a game changer, explaining the importance of the Sensay token, blockchain, and the new roadmap for decentralized data storage and replica marketplace really excited the tech-savvy attendees. The idea of gamification rewards and leveling up replicas added a fun, engaging element.
The Q&A session was a hit as well. allowing anyone to send us their questions as they always can, so that the users can get authentic, relatable experiences directly. The Q&A.
The showcase was a great success. We managed to convey our vision, demonstrate our technology, and engage with our community effectively. The mix of presentations, demos, and interactive sessions kept everything dynamic and interesting.
Couldn't agree more. This event has set the stage for our next steps in achieving digital immortality. Let's keep the momentum going and the continuing pushing of boundaries with what's possible with Sensay.
Absolutely, Dan. Onward and upward.
Guys, thank you everyone who came today. Thanks everyone who submitted questions. Thank you to all of our supporters, our team, our advisors, our community. Thank you to everyone. We wouldn't be here without you. If you do have any questions, if you'd like to chat with Dan Bot, he's always available. And please feel free to follow us on all of our socials at Ask Sensay. Check out sensay.io, create a replica, see what you like, and share it with all of your friends. But from myself, Marco, Shane, and Romy, I want to say thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening.
Thank you, everyone.